Hello, this is Mr. Agbamu Idonogwene. I'm here to show you how you can design a die using the Microsoft Word. So how do you start? It's very easy. All you need to do is to install this FFX software into your Microsoft Word and start your work. So I'll start by clicking the FFX, then go to FX Draw, then the page will be opened. Then you start your design. Alright, so what do I need to do first? Let me create my center point where my die hand will be. So mark it here. Then go to this circle tool. You will see dial. Get this one. Then you click and drag. So this is a simple die. So you can do some settings on this die the way you want it. Let's assume the kind of die I want to perform for my class. I want to show my students is something like, let's say, a stopwatch. I can just make a simple design here, then display it in my class and tell my children to read it depending on what I have for them, my objective. Okay, so let's say I have something that will read from 0 to 60 seconds, something like this. All I just need to do is to click on the die. You click on this setting icon there. So I need something which will start from 0 and maximum should be 60. So that is that. So 0 minimum, maximum 60. Then the major tick is talking about the multiples you want it to move. Let's say I want it to move in multiples of 5. Something like 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, just like that, and it will stop at 60. Then this minor tick is between 0 to 5, 5 to 10. What is the kind of mark I want? I want it to read 1. So from 0 to 5, I'll count it in terms of 1. So this is okay. Then that is that. So my reading, I want it to be inward, not outward. This is okay. That is the scale now. I want it to be inward. Then I can do some settings of the major pen. Let me increase the major one to be 2. Then the minor, let me use 1.5. Alright. Okay. So you can see it now. So let me roll it so that the 60 will face up like this. Okay. So that is okay now. So if I want this mark to be thicker than this, I just click on it again. Settings. I can do that in this place. Let me see. Okay, I can do that here. Tick sizes. Let me increase this a little. Let me see how it will change. Okay. Okay. So I think this is okay. Then you can move this position of the scale. Let me move like this. You see what will happen. See, it's outside. So if you want your scale to be outside, you can do that, but I want it to be inside. So I click on this. So I move the scale position back to where it was before. Okay. Then let me pull this one out a little. Let me move this out a little. Let me move this out a little. Then if you want to increase the font size of the scale now, let me increase it to, let's say, 16. So I want it to be bold. So bold. Alright. Okay, let me move this out a little. So I need to pull it back small. Alright, so this is okay. I think this setting is alright. Then you get your hand. To get this dial hand, you go to line, dial hand, click on the center and drag. Okay. If you don't want your dial to be too close to this place, you can click on it. You see this symbol, click on this and drag it. You can pull it up, pull it back. So I want it to go back a little. I think this is okay. Then I want to roll it. If you don't want it to be in this position, you can click this point, drag it to this middle point, then move the die to the center. Let me move it to the center. It's not at the center here. Use your arrows of your keyboard to position it at the center. Alright, I've done that. Okay, then you can roll the die hand where you want to position it. Let me leave it somewhere here. Okay, let me still pull it close to the mark a little. Okay, let me roll it back to where I left it. Okay, alright, I think this is done. Let me just do a kind of frame around it. You can take your circle, center, click and drag. Let me reduce this circle a little. I'll use this, pull it down a little. Alright, then let me get the thickness of the line color. Let me use this color. Then the thickness, let me change the thickness. Okay, so the line color I've changed it, but I want to change this thickness. Let me check. Let me use a very thick number. Okay, let me increase it to, let's say, 10. Let me say 10. Okay, let me move up to, let's say, 15. Okay, 15 is okay by me. Alright, this design is okay. Then I may change the color of the die. I don't want it to be black, so we can do that color changing here. It's a line color. Let's use let me use something like blue. Okay, yeah, so that is done. You can put something like this on top. Let it look as if you are pressing something on top here. Let me use something like this. Let me move it close. Alright. Okay, something like this. Okay, let me move it out a little. Okay, so it's just something like that. Then I want to change the color. Let me fill this place, fill with this, but I want the color to be the same, like this hash color. So I'll do that. First of all, click on this mark, click this. I want this color. Okay, click on this. Okay, I want this color. So I think this is okay. Then when you are through with this, you just click on this mark. It will take you to your Microsoft Word. So that is that. Then click and drag it wherever you want it to be in your Microsoft. So that is that. So you can see it is simple die design using Microsoft Word. You can see how clean and neat it is. So let me delete what I have down here. Okay. So that is simple. If you want to edit anything here, maybe you want to change the position of the dial just to have another reading for your class, just click on this, go to your FFX, click on edit, you will come back, click on this, click on the dial again, make sure you move this to the center before you roll it, so you can roll it to wherever you want it to be. Okay, let me put it somewhere here. Then click on this, you go back to your Microsoft. So this is a simple die gauge you can do in your classroom to demonstrate a die with your student using Microsoft Word. Let me just do another simple one before I leave. In case you don't want a circle form of die gauge, let me go down. Okay, let's say you want to do something like, let's say a voltmeter kind of gauge, or ammeter, galvanometer, something like that. It's still the same thing. Go to FFX, draw. You are there now. then get your center. Get this time around, you don't use this dial. This time come to your arc, use this one. The same thing, just click, then go around to, let's say, something like this. Let's say this is what you want. If you want it to be wider than this, you can make it wide. Then this one now, if you want the 0 to start from your right, you can still do editing, you can reverse it. Okay, so the 0 is starting from here, but I want it to be from my left. Leave it like that. So if I want it to be, let's say, 0.1 interval, I want it to start from 0 down to 0.5, something like that. You can come here, leave this at 0, leave the maximum to be 0.5. Then this one can be, let's say, 0.02, something like this. Then this can be, let's say, 0.1, so that the major interval will be 0.1, 0.2. It will stop at 0.5, while the minimum is 0. Then between 0.1 and 0, you have small tick mark of 0.02, which is something like this. So you can see 0, then you have 1, 2, 3, 4 before you get to 0.1, just like that. Then if this mark is too thin, let me make it thick. Still come here. You can do that here. You can take 2 for the major. You can take 1.5 for the minor. Then you can stretch this one out. But I want to use this. Stretch this. Stretch this. Let me still move a little. See how it appears. Alright, this is okay. But I want my scale this time around to be outward, not inward. So you can use this outward. Okay, no, not this one. Let's go back. I don't want this. Let's leave this inward. I want the scale position to be outward. So this is what I want. Okay, but it's too far. Let me pull it back a little. Okay, let me still go and pull it back a little. Alright, I think this is okay. So this is done. Then I get my dial hand, click and drag. If it's too close to the mark, you can click on it, use this symbol to reduce it. Then move it with your arrow backward. Okay, let me pull it up a little. Alright, then move this one to the center. Oh, it's not at the 0 mark. Let's pull it up. Okay, I need to pull it back a little. Let me position this. Alright, I think this is okay. Then, if you want to change the position of this, you can now use and roll this around wherever you want it to be. So that is that. So this is all that die you can do. When you are through with it, you can change color if you like. Change the color of the major tick. Let me say red, for example. Okay, the minor, I can change the color. Let me say blue, for example. Okay, then the line of this dial, I can decide to use here. You come here, line color, can change it to, let me say green. Just play around with it, what you want in your classroom, depend on you. Then that is that. I think this is okay. So you can write anything you want to write, whatever you wish. Just go to your text, you will see text here, click on it, then write whatever you want to write. That is that. So just play around with it. Then when you are through, if you want to change the mark, this die hand mark, click on the die, still go to setting, you see different. If you want this, click on this. Okay, this is the kind of mark you want. If you don't want that, if you want this, and click on this. If you want it to be bigger than this, the die hand to be fatter than this, you can change the radius, you can pull it out. See, if you want it to be thin, pull it back, you can shorten it here. See, you can extend it, depending on what you want. Alright, that is all for this. Then you do OK to take it to Microsoft Word. So it's there already. So look at it up, then drag it to where you want it to be in your work, and that is that. So I want it to be here. Just click and drag. Yeah. So you see it done and good. If you want to do any editing, just click on it. Click on edit, go back to this place, click on this hand, make sure this mark, you drag it to this point before you roll. Okay. Yeah, so that is it. So okay, let me do the last one before I end this video. If I want to do, let's say you want to do wall clock in your classroom, you can still use this system. Just use your effect draw also. Wall clock is very easy. Just come to this place, you will see your clock. Just click on it. Just click and drag. So wall clock is direct. You go and move. So it's very easy to design a wall clock in FX when you are working with it in the Microsoft. So this is my wall clock. So if you want to change the timing here, just do your settings. Let's say I need the time to be, let's say for example 5:15. So just put your 5:15. Let's cancel this. 5:15. If you want the second hand to show, put your column, let's say 15:24. Then make sure you click on this so you can see it, and that is done. Okay. So this is your wall clock. If you want to change the line of the wall clock, make sure you click on it. See this place, line color, you can change it. Let me use blue for example. So any design you want to do, it depends on you. If you want to change the timing again, you can do that here. There are other settings you can do. The number, the cardinal number, you can just play around with this. You want to change the font size of this text, maybe to 14. You want it to be bold. Okay, just like that. Then take it to your Microsoft Word, simple and direct. It's there already. So look at it. If you want to edit any other thing, maybe the time, you want to change the time, click on it, click on edit, go back to your work, click on it, click here, change the time, maybe to 10, say 10:40, let's say 46, and you want the second hand to change to, let's say 7, or let's just say 13. You can do it like this. Okay. If you don't like blue color, come here. Let me use, for example, let's say pink. Okay. Go back to your Microsoft. So that is all I have for us in this video, how to design a die using the Microsoft Word. It's a good tool to have your effects in your system. Just have it in your system, integrate it in your Microsoft Word. You can actually do so many things. So this is one of the things you can do in your classroom to demonstrate different kind of die. Design the die the way you want it, and use it in your classroom to teach your students, especially the physics teacher, mathematics teacher. When you are teaching approximation, you want them to read this down in so many conditions. You can do it, and your children will flow with you, and you are good to go. So thank you so much for watching this video. Hope you enjoyed it. Do have a nice day.